Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be making this mirrored window frame. It's actually multi-purpose. The mirrors are removable so that you can put a different display in for every holiday season. So to start off, we're going to be using these 5-gallon paint stir sticks, and then we're going to be using 1-gallon paint stir sticks. We're going to be using some jumbo craft sticks that I purchased at Walmart. I just realized I forgot to mention the 6 candle mirrors that I got at Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to cut down the 5-gallon paint stir sticks. We need 2 of them at 9 1/4 inches. And then 2 other ones are going to be cut down at 14 inches. And that's from the inner corner. And then we'll just start cutting down. Once we have those cut down, we're going to cut down some of the jumbo craft sticks. And then I just use this as support for the frame, and I glue it on to the outer edge. So we're going to glue it down on every corner all the way around, and it's going to kind of build up the thickness of our frame. So we just repeat the other side, and we're going to have a little bit of extra. We're actually going to use that extra because in the inside, it's not going to quite go all the way across. And then I've mentioned this before, but I have tons of these clamps, and I really like to over clamp my projects so that it just stays down and secure everywhere. I picked up these clamps at Dollar Tree. I'm sure you've seen them before. I have the big pink clamps that come in 2-packs, and then the smaller pink clamps come in 6-packs. These are great. Dollar Tree has other clamps that you can buy in like the automotive section. Those are really good for like wider projects. I do use those a lot, and I have purchased a lot of those, but I buy tons of clamps. You can never have enough. So here's where I'm going to cut off that extra end. I just use my razor blade. And this is going to be a little big, but see where we had that gap? We're going to cut it down to size and then fill in our gap with the extras. And do the exact same thing on the other side. And then just glue that in where it fits. Now this video, I had like 6 hours of film. So it took me a really long time to edit this down to where it would be a watchable, amount of time. Nobody wants to watch me make a project for 6 hours. So right here, to use the entire 1-gallon paint stir stick, I just cut down to where it's even with that curved edge. So I'm just cutting off the extra all the way down, and I just use my square, and I bought this square at the Dollar Tree, but just cut it down. You're cutting off a very, very small amount just so it's a nice flat edge. So I'm just lining up my mirrors now to see where I need them to be. And I use my mirrors a lot. I replace them back in to make sure that everything's fitting properly. Now I'm just checking my measurements to see how wide I need that. And then I'm checking this one to see how long I need it. And this one's not going to go all the way to the top. We're going to cut it down because the full bar's going across, if this makes any sense. There's going to be the full ones going across, and then we need to cut down for the middle to fit in between these slats. So we're just measuring to see where we need everything, and then we're going to cut down all of our pieces so that they fit perfectly. And then I'm just trying to make sure I have the right measurements. I used my tape, but then I realized using the mirrors is going to be a lot easier. So they're going to fit in the inside notch of those jumbo craft sticks, and then they're going to fit on the ledge of this. And you want it to fit, you want it to be a nice, perfect, tight fit, because these are going to sit right inside those ledges so that they don't move around. So just kind of lining everything up, trying to make sure it's straight. But these ones we're going to have to fix, so I wouldn't spend too much time here. Again, I'm figuring out this project as I go. I've now figured it out for you so that you can have a lot easier time to fix it. As I said, I had 6 hours of video, but a lot of that was like thinking out this project. So we're going to glue in those cross ones and then lining up the top ones, and then we're going to glue those ones down. Now here you can see on those ones that go across, I did glue on some like popsicle craft sticks so that they'd be in place. I put one too many. I went to take it off. The whole thing popped off, and it was for the better because I ended up using bamboo, like the flat skewers that I bought off of Amazon. And that worked so much better because we're going to use that on the trim on the front, and it can be one solid piece all the way up. So I would just say I cut out where I put those craft sticks on because, again, I removed those. So if you're noticing all of a sudden there's something there, that will be removed here in a little bit. So we're just gluing the vertical section on now and making sure everything's lining up and fitting. We want those mirrors to overhang on both sides. And then again, I use my mirrors to make sure that this middle slat that's going to hold the mirrors in place, and I cut this down perfectly to go in between those mirrors, and that's just 1 gallon paint stir sticks. Now here you can see I removed those regular popsicle craft sticks, and here's where I'm using those flat bamboo skewers. And then I did have a little bit of a gap, so the regular size skewers, not the jumbo skewers at Dollar Tree, I used some of those just to fill in so that the width was perfect. And it did work out absolutely perfect for me. On this one, I think I had to use 2 skewers. I don't know why it didn't quite line up, but to get it really nice snug fit, I had to use 2 skewers on each side of the bamboo. But none of this, you're not going to see any of this. This is all going to be covered up here in a little while. So we just want to use whatever we can to get the snuggest fit so that these mirrors fit in perfect. So now I got more jumbo craft sticks. I'm going to build up the outside frame just on the top and bottom here. Or no, wait, I'm sorry. I still go all the way around one more time. And then I'm going to build up top and bottom. So we want more thickness to the frame just so it's going to hold up. We don't have to worry about it falling apart. This frame is very sturdy. Now, I don't line up all my seams when I'm doing this. I want them to overlap. So before you could see that the side ones went all the way to top and bottom, now I'm doing top all the way across. So again, none of my seams line up because we want it to overlap on the gluing. So just cutting down some more jumbo craft sticks, and then we're going to glue these onto the sides. And again, I put my mirrors in place, making sure everything is fitting properly. Now we're cutting down our flat bamboo skewers all the way across. Now this is going to give us our slide to slide them in and out. So we're building this up now so that we'll be able to slide the mirrors and the backing in and out and make them removable so that for whatever season we can change the picture out to make, for Halloween we could put like a witch or a cat. For Christmas we could put a picture of Santa Claus. For Valentine's Day we could do some hearts. It's all up to you what you want to put in this. And in the beginning of this video, I did show you, I just got some Dollar Tree wallpaper and I put it in just so you could see what it looks like when you change it out. So here I'm putting on jumbo craft sticks, and I just used my tin snips to cut off the ends. And we're going to trim it off too. So I was going to overhang it like a full one, and then I realized this is too long, so I cut it in half. Yes, I already have glue on it, but I cut it in half, and then this is going to be for the top and the bottom. So we're going to slide or put this on for the top slide, and then that one's going to be for the bottom, and then we're going to use the full width in the middle ones for, you know, that so that it overhangs. And just push those on. Make sure that it slides under. If you have to, you know, build up your thickness so that it slides in. But, I mean, the way I did it, it worked perfect. So just adding some glue, and now this is going to kind of just clean it up. So I used the flat bamboo skewer, and I glue it on. It just gives it some support so your mirrors slide in nice and flat, and it just cleans up the back and makes it look finished. And just clamp those down for about a half hour. So moving on, more jumbo craft sticks. We use a lot of these. And we're going to cut these ones in half. And this is where I'm going to build up top and bottom. So cut these ones in half. And we're going to lay those down. And then I am going to use some bamboo skewers because I need to build it all the way up to where the slides are at. And again, just top and bottom because you want it to sit flat on your wall and you want to be able to put your hanger and you just want it to look flat. The sides, because your mirrors need to slide in and out, those we have to leave exactly where it's at. Otherwise, you're never going to get mirrors in and out. Now, if you want to skip all this and you just want to do your mirrored window frame with the mirrors so that they stay in, you don't have to build these slides. You can just glue those popsicles flat, flush with the mirrors in, and you'd be done. But again, I want to be able to customize my mirrored window frame. So cutting these bamboo skewers down to the same length. And then I do have to use, it's not perfect, so the big barbecue skewers, I had to use one of those on the inside and then the two bamboo. But you could just continue to build it up with the jumbo craft sticks to make it thicker. I just like this because it looked a lot cleaner. And I could use a full piece. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Putting that big bamboo skewer. And then the flat skewers. Just using that to spread out my glue. Flat skewers on there. And then clamp all that down for a half hour. But see, now it's all flush with the slides of my mirrors, my mirror slides. So just double checking, make sure everything's sliding in, and it does. So here I'm using one of the Dollar Tree canvases. I want to say this is like the 11 by 14 inch. Pretty sure it's the 11 by 14. And I'm just cutting it down to the exact same width as the mirror. But don't cut down, like leave it long, but the width of it is going to be the same width as the mirror. So you'll see here in a second when I'm doing. So we're going to slide both mirrors in and make sure that slides in. So that's going to keep our mirrors in place in between. So we're going to do it one more time. Same width as the mirror. Again, leave it long. This is going to be our backing to hold our mirrors in place. And it's just going to slide right in behind our mirrors. Now, I removed all of the canvas off of mine. I just wanted that MDF board that's in the middle. I did think about it, and you could flip it over, like cut down the canvas, flip it over, and leave that white on the back. That would look great too. Save yourself a little time. But I removed all mine, so that took a little longer. So sliding all of our mirrors in, making sure everything fits perfectly. And it does. So here, I've mentioned this before, so I have a tub of this. It's just the Dollar Tree spackle, and then I use some of the apple barrel paint in the shade khaki, and it's like the perfect wood color, and it holds stain. So I just use this to fill in any of the cracks that we have on the corners and all the edges, and then I let it dry. I try not to, I'll wipe off any of my excess with a wet cloth, and then let it dry and sand it down. So now here I'm trimming out my frame. I'm using those bamboo flat skewers as the trim because it just looked so flat and plain. So it definitely needed this trim on there. But we're just going to go the same width on the inside, measure it down, and then we're going to do the outside long sides. And then on that one, we could just measure off of the other side. So here I'm kind of flipping it. So when I was making my mirror frame, the center one was not the long one. So when I trim it off, I make the center one, the vertical center one, the longer one, just so it kind of covers up our cuts. So we're going to glue all this down and clamp it off. Again, waiting a half hour before we remove these clamps. But we can keep, working and trimming off our project. But these are just going to keep it securely in place while we trim. Or while we keep working on it, I should say. Now that side was a little long. I don't know what I did. I might have just cut it a little long. So I just took my tin snips, trimmed it up a little bit, and then I had a piece of sand, one of the Dollar Tree sanding blocks, and I just sanded it down. And then I think I had it perfect size, so then we're going to glue that on. And then we're going to do our centerpiece and glue that on. And of course, everything else was cut down perfectly. So measuring what we need for the inside. And then gluing that down, and then we'll clamp those. See, I was just a little long, and I could kind of tell what I needed to cut off there. So I just kept playing with it until I got it cut down to the right size, and then working on the rest. And I think I actually could not get clamps on these the way that they were. I actually recorded this video like a really long time ago, like over a month ago. And because I had 6 hours of footage, it took me so long to edit. So anyway, we just glued that on. I sanded it down a little bit, and then I used some Minwax. What shade did I use? It was the red mahogany. And you can use whatever stain you want to match your decor. If you like this color, it was the Minwax red mahogany. So then we're going to slide our mirrors back in. And then we're going to put in our MDF backing. Now, I did paint these. I just mixed up a bunch of different paint so that I could kind of get it close to the stain. But that's it. Wipe down your mirrors, and we're going to throw our hanger on, and it's good to go. So it's finished now. Here's how beautiful it looks. I freaking love this project. It's so pretty. It was super fun to make, to be creative, thinking of this. I have not seen anybody else make anything like this. And all of those were like Dollar Tree, they're candle mirrors. And then here, I'm just showing you, I use the Dollar Tree wallpaper here, but this would give you an idea of when you're switching it out for your different holiday themes and what it could look like. This project was absolutely a blast to make. I am so glad that I get to share it with you guys, and I'm glad you guys get to see my creativity and what I did here. Now, if you guys enjoyed watching me make this, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will be uploading again here real soon. Thanks for stopping in. Bye-bye.